Hello everyone, welcome to the British Florist Association and World Skills UK Floristry Competition Talks. I'm a floristry judge and a member of the UK Floristry Judges Guild. I want to focus on some of the aspects we need to think about when entering a competition. If you're thinking about entering a competition soon, then the schedule is the most important instruction. The schedule is not meant to trick a competitor. It has no hidden meaning or agenda. It is simply an instruction for the task you will have to make. And many competitors lose marks because they haven't read the schedule correctly, and that's such a pity to lose valuable marks. So understanding the schedule will help you make decisions and give you a starting point for thinking and creating. So the schedule gives you all the information you need. It tells you the purpose of the task, if there is a theme, size requirements, and techniques and materials allowed. When you start to think about what you're going to make, your mind will go into overdrive, and it'll be hard to think about one single idea because so many ideas will be whizzing around in your head. So what can you do? Well, the schedule will help you to determine what you make. So first things first, what is the task? Before you start to consider what designs to make, read and analyse the words of the schedule carefully. Think about every word. Look at words up in the dictionary. And if you want to know the floristry definition, check the Professional Florist's Manual. This will all help you. Identify the key words and ring them round so that you remember them. If there's a theme, then this is a clue and will give you a starting process. So here's a schedule here, and the general theme is haute couture fashion show. So I've looked up haute couture in the dictionary, and it says expensive, fashionable clothes produced by leading fashion houses. So we're not talking about Primark or Marks and Spencer's here. We're talking about exquisite detail and perfectly made garments. What do you choose? Well, you could choose something like Vivienne Westwood, who is more avant-garde designs, or Ralph Lauren, who is simple, stylish gowns. The choice is yours. So decisions start to be made. If we look at the duration of the competition, here it says brought ready-made, and this is great because this means that your competition piece can be made at home. You can practice it at home and then make it in the comfort of your own workroom. You can take as long as you like to make the design, and then it will be presented to the judges in a perfect piece. However, sometimes you have to make the competition piece in situ in the competition room, and then you're given a time limit. And timing is crucial because you need to break down the timing into sections, and then you practice at home what you can do in the time. Example, for this body adornment, you would be given 2.5 hours to make this design. So how do you break that down? Well, it's a sash, so you might think that 3/4 of an hour is for actually making the construction and framework, and then 1.5 hours is used for putting the flower on the design, and this is the most important bit, and then 15 minutes at the end to finish off and check all your design to make sure that everything is perfect. So whether it's in a brought ready-made or actually made in the competition room, it makes a difference to what you're going to do. If we have a look at what kind of work that we're going to make, well, it is a body adornment, a sash, and we have a little instruction underneath. It's a long band of flower and or plant material attached to a base fabric or other support material and worn over one shoulder and across the body. And the description is a floral sash to be worn by a model on a catwalk. So if we look at the picture here, this is how the sash will be worn from the shoulder to the hip. And measurements will be crucial for this because you want a really neat fit here so that it sits well on the body. Also think about how the sash will be put on. It may be that the model has a very elaborate hairstyle and putting it over her head would not be possible. So think about making an opening and a fastening, maybe on the hip or the shoulder. This will mean it will be easy to put on. The sash will be worn on a catwalk. So what does this mean to you? When we look at the next three items, technique, shape and size, the choice is all yours. When we're looking at technique, we're thinking about how the flower and plant material will be supported. Will you make it on a fabric background and stitch the flowers on? You could make a wire construction and wire or glue the flowers onto it. The choice is yours. When you come to shape and size, obviously it has to be worn on the body and it has to be a good shape and a size. So the fit is really important. And again, think about the method of fastening. Is it functional? So the materials that you use are really important. Think about the catwalk show. Have a look at this picture and you can see spotlights above the models' heads, generating quite a lot of heat. And also the front row of the audience, they've all got fans, so this means it's a very hot environment. So all this suggests what sort of material you're going to use. You don't want anything that's going to wilt rapidly, so you're thinking of about long-lasting flowers and plant material. And also you have to think about this sash maybe worn in rehearsals several times, so it needs to be sturdy material that is not going to damage easily. So all these things and getting the right botanical materials is really important to think about. This is the most important statement on the whole schedule. The design will be judged in the stand or the booth or the competition room. At least 2/3 of the finished design must be fresh flower, foliage and or fresh plant material. And obviously the judges will be looking for a high standard of design and technical skill. Now we are professional florists. Our job is to sell flowers and make floral designs. So therefore we want to showcase our flowers and foliage and plant material. You may be an absolute whiz at making a wire construction or any other construction from non-botanical materials, but if the flower, foliage and plant material don't predominate, you're going to lose an awful lot of marks. So let's have a look at some tips for competing. Read the schedule carefully and analyse every word. The wording of the schedule will hold clues for the type of design to make. Abide by the rules of the competition. Don't lose unnecessary marks. Look at the marking sheet the judges will use. This will be supplied with the schedule and will tell you where the most marks are to be gained. Use the principles and elements of design as an aid when thinking about the design to be made. Have a practice plan, then practice, and then have another little practice. Don't make something that you have never made before. and keep focused on the design and its functionality. So thank you for listening, good luck, and I hope to see you in a competition room very soon.